Hello, my name is John and welcome to our winter family activities. We're going to have a go at doing some activities that you can be creative with and also with a bit of luck gets you out and about during these winter months. Now we're being inspired by some of the collections that we have in the Southwest Heritage Trust. We have natural history specimens like this fantastic fox sitting in a little bed of leaves here. We've got some wonderful artworks in the collections and many other things. So we thought we'd start with a winter theme. Now, today you're going to have a go at making your own leaf pressing picture. So, if you fancy having a go at that, keep watching and I will tell you everything you need to do to create a wonderful piece of artwork. Now, the things you will need for this. You will need some wet glue, okay? Wet glue, any sort of wet glue, and you don't really need very much either. You will need a pair of tweezers, although you could probably get by without tweezers if you've got little fingers. You will need a big book, or at least a number of books, because we're going to be pressing our flowers inside big books. You can use multiple pages, so it doesn't really matter if you haven't got a massive book. You will need some kitchen roll, that will become obvious later on. And you will obviously need something to create your picture on. Now, I've got a frame here, and I suggest rather than going out and buying a nice picture frame for your artwork, why didn't you take a picture that's been hanging around the house for ages, people walk by, probably ignore, maybe it's a picture of you on holiday from years ago that none of you ever look at. Why not for this winter just undo the frame, take the picture out and use that blank frame for your winter picture that you can hang up this winter and then put the other picture back in. There we go. So you will need a picture frame, and of course you will need, for your leaf pressing, lots of leaves. These are the things that you're going to be going out and collecting to create a fantastic picture. So that's all you need to get going. So the first thing you need to do is gather your leaves. Head outside, you will find leaves everywhere. Particularly through this autumn-wintery period, there'll be leaves that are changing colour, there'll be leaves on the ground, there'll be leaves that are still green, some that have changed, some that haven't. They are everywhere. Wherever you live, you will find leaves. So gather yourself some interesting coloured, shaped leaves, not too big, reasonably sort of medium-sized leaves, and bring them into the house. Now, the first thing you need to do, you need to dry the leaves, make sure they're nice and dry, and then we're going to press them. Now, you need a big book for this. Now, I've got all sorts of books around the house that I could use. Here's one you could use. This is my What Do People Do All Day? What a fabulous book. That's a good sized book, but I happen to have an even bigger book here. So I'm going to use this today just to show you how we're going to press the leaves. So I would open your book up out into a medium size or medium part of the book itself. There we go, right in the middle of the book. Now, you need a piece of kitchen roll or blotting paper, probably kitchen roll, doesn't really matter what colour it is, but pop that on. Now, you are now going to arrange your leaves so that there's a gap between them all. Now, you can finish arranging those into a suitably spaced pattern inside your book. You then need to pop a second piece of paper over the top, kitchen paper, and very carefully close your book up. Now, you need to weigh that down. I'm going to pop a toolbox on that later on, but I'm going to put, look, that metal last on top. Put as many books as you can on top of that. And now you need to leave it for at least a week. 3 weeks is good, a week will do, even longer. And then you are ready to make your leaf pressing pictures. And so the moment of truth, 1 to 3 weeks has gone by, maybe more if you've forgotten about it. Let's take off our heavy weight. Let's open up our book. Remember, it can be any book, any size. Let's reveal our pressed leaves. Let's see if we've managed to, unfortunately, squash a ladybird maybe in there. Maybe you've completely ruined Dad's Star Trek annual. I'm sure you haven't. Here we go. Fantastic. There we go. Beautifully revealed. Now we're going to take these off now. I've got a pair of tweezers, but you don't have to have tweezers. And we're going to put them onto our little palette at the back here. Calling it a palette because our leaves are going to be our paint, our colour for our pictures. They are looking absolutely fantastic. And of course you can carry on and remove all the pages that you've pressed out onto your palette, ready to start your picture. So we're going to paint our fantastic leaf press picture with these beautiful leaves that have been pressed and kept their colours. Sometimes they've changed a little bit, but aren't they absolutely fabulous just in themselves? So for our picture, I'm going to pop into our picture today. I'm going to pop in a little title in the middle. You could, of course, put anything in here. You could put Happy Christmas, Auntie Ethel. Happy Easter if you're doing it that time of year. It would make a great present. So all the leaves and this little bit of paper, we're going to actually stick on with a little bit of wet glue. Now the thing here is to be really diligent. Just a tiny, tiny little bit of glue on your piece to be stuck down. Now, using tweezers, again, these are really helpful. We're going to grab some of these absolutely beautiful colours and we're going to arrange them. I suggest you arrange your fantastic leaves first before you glue them, because you can move them around a bit. You can just jiggle them around and get them into a nice position. And they're looking absolutely fabulous already. Let's pop one more. Could have that coming round there. Beautiful. Now, I'm not going to do all of them. You can move them on, put them on, arrange them how you like. Remember, when you're gluing, use the tiniest, tiniest, tiniest little bit of glue in the corner on a couple of places just to hold it on. It's just going to hold it, stop it slipping in the frame. And when you've finished, you will have a wonderfully preserved winter, autumn, fantastic picture made out of leaves that you have gathered.